Good evening, friends. Hope you're having a great day. We're playing Monster Train 2. It's kind of the thing that we do these days. As a reminder, we are doing the Hat Trick Challenge as our newest project, which is Queen Time. Yeah, that's what we had started last night. So as a refresher on the rules for those who are unaware, we are doing the Hat Trick Challenge where we have to pick a champion / clan combo. We have to do 3 runs back to back, each run using one of their pure champion paths. Obviously not repeating any of their champion paths. And any cards that are used in a winning run cannot be used in the subsequent run. So we need to budget the cards across all 3 champion paths. Yesterday we did Fell, and we started in on Queen. We did Imp Parade, which was a little sketch to say the least. But we got there. It really struggled in the mid-game, but at the end we were mostly pretty good. We had a bad Seraph fight, but other than that, it was pretty okay. Yeah, so let's start it up. We still have a good chunk of things available to us. We only used up 1 banner unit. We did use up like all of the burnout extension things, which was a bit uncomfortable. Oh, I'm sorry. I needed to swap the pyre because I forgot to do that. Okay, because we're also not repeating pyres just because it's more fun that way. So, we probably want Bogworm for one of these. I think we probably take Bogworm now, and then we make a decision on the last pyre, depending on which of the champion paths we're left with. Okay. Steelworker's not a bad hit. Fledgling Imp is also good. Hallowed Drippings, it is on the list, but because I can't ban cards from showing up in this starter set, essentially we just can't draft more of them. It's largely a moot point because I don't think I particularly want the Hallowed Drippings anyways. But anyways, hopefully Bogworm cooperates. I think I'd prefer pretty heavily to see Imperialist here, but I guess we see what we're offered, because if we're offered Imp Parade and one other, we have to take whatever the other one is. Well, either way, we have to take Imperialist, which is largely fine. It's the one I wanted anyways. But absolutely we're taking Ashes of the Fallen. It does mean that we are left with royalty for the 3rd one, assuming that I can win this one. Of note, we do have Entropy, which means that there will be the Silence dude, which is kind of a problem for us. But we've got all run long to figure out a solution to that. It wasn't clear. It's a problem because it blocks Queen's ability to toss imps. So even though I would be able to kill them with the backliners, or kill the backliners with it, that is blocked. Also, the Spell Shield guys should block the toss. I might not currently. I think there's a bug where it currently doesn't get affected by Spell Shield. But who knows? How you doing, Tiny? Since I don't think I said that yet. Anyway, Steelworker goes up here, Queen goes there, Stewards just do their thing. And then we start buffing the squad. I will play you, even though I kind of don't want to play things because I don't want to fuck up the Reform pool. But it's okay. More or less, we have what we need already. The Steelworker is giving us some defense. The Fledgling Imp is giving us a lot of offense, especially as we start tossing them as well. Yeah. just use that there to get rid of it. It's technically sort of useful for me, but it's just not that important. Okay, so we once again buff and toss, and then buff again. And you have Burnout 2. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like this. No, he doesn't get he doesn't die of the Burnout. That's fine. Okay, that is the one we want to draw. We are easily going to murder the boss. Like, yeah, he's got a little bit of attack since he's killing so many of our dudes. Not really important to us. Yep. Because he doesn't even kill the single imp because it got enough HP off of the reform, and we are just sitting on 160 attack on both our dudes. Not to mention a good chunk of armor, because we chump block with the imps so often that we never got attacked. Pyre Chomper is kind of cute, pretty unnecessary. We're not going to take the Vent. It's not an amazing card in Monster Train 2. I would argue that it's not as good as people make it out to be in Monster Train 1 either, but it was certainly better in Monster Train 1. But we're definitely going to leave Vent for the third run in case we want it for a bit of backline clear. And I do think we probably will want that. I mean, there's a lot of other ways to get backline clear. But, like, especially if we end up seeing Dominion Seraph, it would be nice next time. On the other hand, as I'm thinking about this, it's technically a way for us to kill off the silent dudes, which might be helpful. I think we're still going to skip that. The question then comes down to, do we want Fortified Pauldrons? And I think I'm going to take it. The worry is that I don't want to leave myself with too few defensive options for the third run. But I think this is a pretty good pickup, especially if we end up putting Dualism on the Steelworker, which I probably want to do. Admittedly, I also really want Dualism on the Fledgling Imp. But we'll see. So we're not going to take Molten Encasement, especially because that is a good pickup for Royalty Queen. We can't take the Wicklash or the Hallow Drippings, because we have used those. Also, we're going to move that just a little bit, because we can. We might have to adjust it over again later, but for the time being, we're just going to move it a little further, because none of the words is long enough to be taking all that much space. Anyways, we're not taking the Molten Encasement. Can't take the other two because we already used them last run. I definitely want the Remnant Banner. Pretty confident in that. Getting like a Horned Warrior here would not be bad, but nonetheless, this is what I want. Okay. I'm pretty happy to take Multi-Strike. I'm sort of okay with taking this. We do have Bogworm, but there's a good chance that Bogworm doesn't cooperate. And if I see Dualism, it's going on the Fledgling Imp anyways, I think. So I guess I'm willing to do this. It's not ideal, but it's good enough. I think I'm okay with doing this. I don't even necessarily need Endless. Also, I should have looked at this first. Do I want any of these? I think no. Wickless Tycoon's okay, but I'm just going to skip it and be content with a Steelworker. The Mark of Invasion is not a big deal since we get to explode enemies. And because the Imp Toss is an ability now, we even get to kill before they attack into us, which is just an indirect buff of making the Imp Toss into an ability. It's definitely... It's just an improvement. I think we're gonna do this just to make sure I can kill you, even if I don't draw the Fledgling Imp. Sal turned down money. I mean, I often turn down Wickless Tycoon. Okay, so we do that. And then we play you out again. And we play that. I'll tell you right now, already forgot that I have the extra capacity now that he's smaller. And also looks like Bogworm hit top floor, which is kind of what we want. We do want it to hit bottom floor once or twice at some point as well, though. Just because in later battles we might want to be on bottom floor, and so it is helpful if we can guarantee that. Having the Smidge Stone certainly helps. Well, I'll do that to block. I kind of wanted to not play out things so that I wouldn't mess with the Reform Pool, but it doesn't matter too much. Especially since my deck is largely just the Reform cards. There's no reason to explode you right now, so I'm not going to. We should be totally fine. I have a lot of attack. I'm going to kill the backliner and the... Yeah, I'll do it this way and then just play you out to block. It doesn't matter. Also, should have played out this first. I totally spaced out. Again, doesn't matter in the slightest. We do a lot of damage, especially with multi-strike now. We are already in great shape. We do have some problems to overcome, but we are largely in great shape. Hello, Glacier. How you doing, friend? How's the hat trick going? It's going okay. The first run with Queen was stressful. It was definitely a bit shenanigans. The second run so far is off to a great start. I don't think we need a third Fledgling Imp. I still might take it, though, just for consistency. Does come with Calcified Ember, but that's not too bad. We are not taking the Ritual Battle. We want to save that for the third run if we need it. First run was last night, correct? Yes. We finished Fel. We did all of Fel last night, and then we did one of the Queen runs. And that's what we did last night. We haven't lost a run yet. I don't think I care about the Molting Imp. Not going to worry about it. And technically, it's nice to leave it for the next run. If anything, I think it's the Fledgling Imp, though. Sure, I'll take it. So I can't take Purifying Cleanse. Can't take Wicklash. Cool, thanks for being out today. Yeah, no worries. The question is, do I want the Drip Fall? And the answer is often yes. Currently unsure. Kind of want it. But I'm really just trying to decide if I need it. There's a good chance we don't need it next time. I'm pretty decently strong as is, but I don't have, like, the best defense. It is going to get a lot better in a world where I'm going to be duping the Steelworker. And so we're going to be applying, like, 18 armor to the entire floor every turn. Plus we'll have chump block imps, kind of. I'm gonna skip, but maybe that's too greedy. I don't really need the Merchant of Magic. I haven't drafted any meaningful spells. I think we're going here. Bare minimum, I can, like, make this deployable. I can maybe look for, like, Zone of Silence or something. What's the final queen path? It's Royalty, the rally one. And remind me, I'm pretty sure we used Steward's Quarters already. Yes, we used both Steward's Quarters and Inferno Room, which is uncomfortable, but fine. We don't need Exile's Diadem, and it's not bad to leave that for the next run. Since I already got Smidge Stone on my dude, and we have Bogworm Spire, I think we're taking Zone of Silence. Just because that does mitigate some of my worst situations. Wow, that bad on Imparade, huh? Yeah, so the problem was that I had, like, no defense. I had decent offense because Imparade creates fledgling imps, but I had, like, no defense until I was able to get the Welder Helpers at rank 3 Imparade. But I had to wait till rank 3 to do that, so I had to wait till after Kale to get that. Yeah, it was a bit of a mess. It was okay overall, but it was not great. Again, like, my offense was fabulous, especially because we had Paraffin Enforcers with Dualism and Multi-Strike. But, yeah. Anyways, we're taking Zone of Silence. And I think we're just going to make this deployable for now. I don't know. Deployable Zone of Silence is pretty good for me. I don't think it super matters, though, at the moment. Okay, we're going to do this. That's fine. Technically, I should have looked at this first. We have a heal right here. Yeah. Why not? Who am I to turn down free stats? Anyways, sure. We gave up a little bit of HP. Who cares? The extra stats is really useful and gets around some of our worst situations. So you're going there. You're going there. You get that. You go there. There. Okay, well, I'm going to tell you right now we're doing this. I'm just going to let you attack into it. That's fine. And I'm not going to play out the rest of these. I think it's more important for me at this point to just be building up defense. I'm greedily going to get rid of that. Okay, we'll play that. We explode those. We get you back. I will play out the Howl Drippings just for the sake of it. Okay, well, let's just toss... I guess we'll just toss those guys, play you out as our blocker, and then... I guess I'll do it this way and extend your burnout so you don't die immediately. Honestly, kind of forgot that it's knockback Archeon because he just doesn't matter all that much to us. I probably don't need to take the damage here. Probably should have prevented myself from taking it since I'm already down low in HP. But it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Which is to say, I got a little carried away. Our imp will just block. We don't need to throw him. Would be nice to throw him, kind of, but it doesn't matter. We can just do that next turn anyways. I will say, just putting the HP on him has certainly been helpful. Yeah, I don't really care about playing him out again. We'll do that. We'll do that. This would have been extra funny if you repeat the Shard Death Fail during a hat trick. Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid doing that. Right. Anyways, here we go. I could throw it. I think we want him to block. Either way, it doesn't matter. I've got plenty of defense, and I've got way more offense. We are overall in good shape, though there's a lot that could be done to make us stronger. Spike the Hellhorn does not really matter. Sacrificial Resurrection does not matter. Hallowed Halls is not what we want. It's really just, do I want Spike the Hellhorn? And I'm pretty sure the answer is no. I kind of want the Merchant of Arms. We are going to go for this, both because I want the dupe, and because there's several very good things I could hit at the Merchant of Trinkets. And then we're probably duping again. Yeah, don't know. Maybe duping again there. Who knows? I think we're skipping this. Could take the Horned Warrior. Don't think I need it. It's certainly pretty good, but I've already got the Steelworker, and I'm pretty content with just getting more Steelworkers. Oh, I didn't see the Hallowed Halls nerf. The fact that it went from 2 to 3. Yeah. It wasn't a huge nerf. It was definitely a deserved nerf. We're going to do this so that I can play the Zone of Silence. Also, just a little more Ember is useful. We're probably doing draw after that. Once again, I always look at the wrong ring for some reason when looking after battle. Honestly, might go for the Merchant of Trinkets here too. Because all I'd be looking for here is, well, I'd be looking for Dualism. And maybe Endless. Endless doesn't matter too much to me, but it is still nice. It's also the possibility that we're offered the Endless Room from Remnant. Though I don't think we need that, and I think we're better served by Zone of Silence. I don't really have a lot of money here. Technically, I could take the healing, but, like, who cares? I think we're going here. Well, Imperialist 2, now 40 damage per tossed imp. Void Armament is cute. Honestly, probably want to leave it to the third run. I don't know if we're going to use it in that run, but having a way to convert Queen's like high attack power into killing multiple enemies is pretty useful. Honestly, I could do Titanite on him, which is kind of cute. I think we're just doing that, and then... Yeah, I'll just do Endless so that we don't have to worry about drawing you ever again. Or just roll Trample in the event. Yeah, I mean, that would be very useful. Unlikely to happen. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna get Zone of Silence set up so that they cannot cause me grief. I guess I'm still willing to kill some of those guys anyways. Even though technically it would be nice to not have it in the reform pile, but whatever. I'll just play with the Hallowed Drippings. Technically it gives some extra attack power. I'm not really worried about that. That's not why we're using it. Okay, we're not going to play out any of the other things here. Because I don't actually need to worry about these guys. I can save myself a little bit of block, I guess. No collector gold. Yeah, it is sad, but whatever. Like, I am disappointed by it because I am low on gold, but hey. Nope. Well, here we are. Well, we continue just stacking up power. Again, unfortunately, low on gold, but whatever. So be it. We'll just block you. I'm not terribly concerned with the situation. Oh, alright. And then he gives us a little bit of sap, and we just immediately kill him. Okay, I do get plenty of gold, kind of. I was about to snap pick that important work, but we actually can't take it. Because we already used it last run. Do I care about last stand? Maybe. It probably isn't important. I think we're pretty okay with our imp engine. It would be an increase in power, but I don't think it super matters to me. Impish Scholar doesn't matter to us. Not at the moment, at least. And technically there's a world, I guess, where next run we want either of those. Unlikely, but we don't need it now, so we're not going to take it. Mortal Entrapment is good. Probably not necessary to our needs. Resin Removal we don't need either. Yeah, we'll just skip these. Just in case we need them next run, I guess. I mean, obviously, no idea if they're going to be offered next run, but we'll leave it in case. Anyways, we're going here. Railhammer is the thing I wanted. Unfortunately, I would like to re-roll, but I don't have the gold to afford it. We are making Steelworker number 2. Yeah, because there are a number of things I'd like to see. Dante's Footstool in particular would be really appreciated, since then I would let me play the Zone of Silence for free. Artificial Pyrestone just give me extra deployment ember. Likewise would be very appreciated. But overall, Railhammer was a very good pickup for us. Also getting, like, Queen's Tail would be nice. I don't think I need Scorched Steel. It is kind of cute, though. What's upcoming anyways? Merchant of Steel. I don't really need to buy anything at the Merchant of Steel. You know what? We'll take it anyways. Admittedly, I still don't have a fully formed plan for the Silence dudes. Oh, no, I have the Zone of Silence. Never mind. We're solved on that front. What I don't have is the enemies with spell shields in that fight are going to do a lot of damage to us, and I don't know if Queen's ability goes through spell shields or not. I know it was bugged. I don't know if it got fixed. Admittedly, I don't really want to, you know, capitalize on a bug if it is bugged still, but Not that big deal. Anyways, whatever. Here we are. We're going to play these out just so I have a better chance of drawing into the Imp faster. I do wish Bogworms was cooperating. It's cooperating a little bit, it's just not ideal. Okay, we're not going to play out other things so we don't dilute the pool. But overall, we're looking pretty decent. Though I can't kill collectors, sadly. What gives your units more base stats? Unstable shard from the event. You get it by sacrificing all but one Pyre HP. Which I know some players are very afraid to do, but often it's a very good trade-off. Like, I don't really care about my Pyre HP for most of the run in most situations. And the base stats are really helpful. Well, that can be nice if there's a heal. Yeah, it's still often worth it even if there isn't a heal. But yeah, if there's a heal in the same ring or in a nearby ring, it's very good. Like, the other option to fully heal your Pyre and get extra stats also is nice, don't get me wrong. It's just that I think, for the most part, a lot of players really overvalue HP. Even with the existence of the Titan fight being essentially a Pyre HP check, you don't need that much HP for the Titans. And, like, you sort of naturally are going to heal a little bit just by getting the boss upgrades, because they increase your max HP and effectively are healing you for that amount when you pick them up as well. And just, even if you are not altering your pathing at all, you are likely to be hitting, well, that was not the best draw, but not a big deal. Anyways, even if you don't alter your pathing, you're still fairly likely to hit one or more heal spots anyways. And if you really need to, you can alter pathing for one of them. But also, like, having the extra stats makes it more likely that you're not going to be taking damage in subsequent fights. Okay, so again, I cannot take Important Work. I don't think I need Inflame. Honestly, not the worst for me right here, but I don't need it. Tiresome Climb, I think we're going to skip on. It is obviously a very good card, but I think we're just going to skip. I'm mostly pretty solved already. And, you know, if I were up against Savagery and I wanted an out for the Amalgams, or for any enemies that skip by while I get set up, or a way to not deal with the sweep units, or if I were up against Dominion and I wanted to daze the boss, like, all of those would be reasons to take Tiresome Climb. Don't think I need that. It is still helpful during the Titan fight. Nonetheless, I'm going to skip. Don't need Memorial for the Melted. Had I been offered that earlier, I might have taken it, but I already have a room I want to use, and my deck is, like, I haven't done any removals, basically, and it's already fairly consistent. We've already got Endless on one of the Imps. Point is, I don't think I need it. It also means that I could never reform Imps, which is mostly not a big deal. But it would remove it as an option. We're going to go here. May as well dualism one of those. Do I want to Endless the other one? I think I do. And then we're going to start removing things. You know what? While we're here, this is gonna look a little silly. We're gonna give you some HP. And we are going to dupe the Steelworker, though I am running out of capacity. But we might take capacity after this. I know I had talked about probably doing draw, but at this point, I think I might need capacity depending on how Bogworm shakes out. It is giving us a lot on top floor. Maybe we're fine without that. I do need to set up bottom floor for this fight, though. Which is concerning, but we should still be okay. Also, I could just, like, not play one of those guys. But we're likely going to be playing, like, 2 imps a turn, more or less. Which is good enough. Okay, we'll just do it like that. That's fine. Gotta get a lot of armor just for free now. Okay, well, we're just gonna rotate imps, more or less. It's certainly not as good as I want, but it's fine. Yeah, like, I could play the Zone of Silence, but we're just gonna do this. I probably should have played the Impling behind the Train Steward on mid-floor. Sure, why not? Enjoy. Alright, and we just play those out. And then we just keep stacking up power. Well, Kale's almost dead. And we don't have any difficulties with this fight because we have just kind of a lot of guaranteed damage. Yeah. Hey, how's this path going? It's going way easier than the last one. Titan Steward's log. Or Train Steward's log, Titan date 2164. Damn, my car was full. I was happy. Fair enough. They do indeed lead a fairly lonely existence. But yeah, anyways, here we go. I really wish I could see which floor gets affected by Bogworm here. We don't need Remnant Pact, we don't need Spike the Hellhorn, we don't need Devour of Death. I don't particularly like Devour of Death. If it kept the soul count on Death, I would like it a lot more, but I don't. Okay. So, and we're definitely skipping this. It was this that I was considering options on. I think we're taking Heaven's Light, but that also feels like a waste. What's the hat trick challenge? I'll explain momentarily. Let me make a decision. The draw is useful, though. Maybe I'm happy with the draw. I think I am happy with the draw. Yeah, we'll be okay. One way or another, we'll make it work. Okay, so the hat trick challenge is a challenge that was made up by the community a long time ago in Monster Train 1. And essentially, the idea is that we need to play 3 back-to-back-to-back runs. Or win 3 back-to-back runs, I should say. On each of those runs, we need to use one of the champion's paths, and we have to go all the way to rank 3, can't do any cross-pathing. Have to keep the same clan combo as well. And any cards that are used in any cards that are in a winning deck cannot be used in the subsequent runs. So essentially, we need to budget the clan cards across 3 runs while using all the champion paths. It just leads to some interesting like rationing and planning and a lot of unusual situations. Some champions have a way easier time of it than others. We haven't done it with Monster Train 2 yet. I've done it in Monster Train 1 before. But like champions like Queen, who generally really want a cross path, have a much harder time with it. Only the main clan, right? What do you mean? We are going here so I can do some removals, and I guess so I can make the Zone of Silence deployable. I was kind of hoping to hit Dante's Footstool, but so be it. Of note, I guess I have exactly enough for deployable Zone of Silence and 3 Steelworkers, so that should work out fine. Can't take Inferno Room. Don't need Swift Steel Dagger now that Queen's ability is an active ability instead of a trigger. Don't think I need any of that. Mainly we just want to do removals. So I can draw into my imps faster. I really don't need the Hallowed Drippings. But we're going to get rid of the Implings. Keep track of what cards you were using in the Hat-Trick Challenge for main clans, now the Hellhorn. I'm tracking both clans. That if you get in 20 more runs Waxing Champ with Hellhorn, second roll, you don't... So, yeah. We only track it for the current champion, if that's what you're questioning. So, like, it resets once I finish Queen. But I am tracking both clans. Like, as you can see on the list, we used Paraffin Enforcer and Purifying Cleanse and Wax and Spike and Hallowed Drippings and Wicklash, all from Remnant last time. But yeah, it's just specifically can't repeat in the same champion thing. It's not like I can't use... It's not like I can only use Paraffin Enforcer once out of 60 runs between all 20 champions. That would be too much. It's already a lot to keep track of. And I expect it to be much harder with some champions than others. Okay, well, glad that we made the thing deployable. Yeah, I didn't really want to set up on bottom floor again, but I'm worried about racks. We're probably fine. Do you need to remove Hallowed Drippings anyways? I don't. It falls into the weird middle ground of I can't prevent previously used cards from showing up in our starter draft. So they're accepted from the rule. It's just I can't draft any cards that we've used before. It doesn't really matter right here. I'm not really using the Hallowed Drippings anyways. But it's just a weird necessary exception. In the ideal world, just any cards that I'd previously used wouldn't show up at all. But I can't force that, and I'm not going to sit there re-rolling constantly until we end up with a start where I both have the right champion path and don't have any previously used cards. What a Battering Ram friendly draft. You are right, this would be a good Battering Ram time. Alright, we're not going to worry about that. We're just gonna toss some imps. That's what we do with our life. No! Unfortunately, we've silenced the collector, but I didn't need to do this regardless. It just is sad. Okay, yeah, so it does look like that is still bugged, where it is ignoring the spell shield. Whatever. It's not a huge deal. It works in our favor. It feels a little bad, but... Imp Toss being an ability was such a must-have upgrade. It is dramatically better being an ability. It also just feels better as an ability. But yeah, it's exactly the sort of like change that I had been wanting for the Monster Train 1 clans ever since I first played Monster Train 2. In general, the Lost Arsenal patch was real good. Lots of great changes. There's still a couple more that I want to see. Like, I still want to see Shadow Siege get updated. I'd still like to see changes made to Penumbra, etc., etc., etc. Foremost Child is still an awful card. But for the most part, they addressed a lot of the things that I wanted changed. You may have noticed that our turns get kind of samey at this point, but that's alright. It's almost like we're playing exactly the same cards every turn, essentially. I guess there's no reason not to play that on the same floor, but oh well. Rax is sort of scary, but on the other hand, he has to fight us. Yeah, I'll just prevent myself from taking the Vengeful Shard damage. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and wipe his board. It is a bit of a shame that the 3 imps being tossed counts as 1 proc of damage. So we only take off 1 stack of the reanimate. It's fine overall, but it's a little sad. Anyways, there we go. Rax is a terror, but we're hitting for 1600 per Steelworker and also have a lot of armor. I think somehow we'll make do. Okay, so I don't need Imp in a Box. I could take any of these. We're not going to. Our deck is more or less good. We definitely don't want to take Engulfed Smoke because we want that as an option for the 3rd run. We've done, as much as we used up a number of like good tools on the 1st run, we've done a pretty good job of not using things up this run. The only major thing we used up this run was Fledgling Imp, and to a lesser degree Steelworker. But that's kind of a necessity, so we got through with kind of the minimum we could have cleanly done. Obviously, there's like other ways I could have won this run too, but anyways, we're gonna skip that. Do I want to dupe? I don't know that I need to. I could dupe the Fortified Pauldrons. Doesn't really matter, but it is free. Since it's 0 cost, it is deployable. I don't think it matters. Could go here, we heal more. Like, maybe I do that, just take the free healing, and also, on the off chance we hit Pyrestone Housing, then I can do upgrades. Like, I don't really need to dupe the imps anymore. I don't need to dupe the Steelworkers. Like, it's sort of fine to dupe the Steelworker, but I wouldn't be able to play them out at the same time unless I get Artificial Pyrestone. Also, it would have capacity issues, kind of, but it's whatever. We're just going here. Okay. Well, there's Artificial Pyrestone, which I guess I take just so I can play out the Shield Stewards. They kind of get in the way, but mostly don't matter. Don't have Extinguish triggers. Don't have equipment for that. Don't really need Consume Crown. I mean, I'll take it just for the sake of it. Although, admittedly, I should just be removing cards constantly. Okay, more or less my deck is very consistent. pretty solid at its job. Okay, well. Glad we didn't have to set up on bottom floor because it didn't really cooperate with that. But that's fine. I'm not going to bother playing these guys out here. I will play them in the Titan fight. Just so I can shrug off a little bit of the Titan damage. I did kind of forget that I sort of meant to play you out so that I'd have a better chance of drawing to Imp on turn 1. But hey, so be it. Okay, overall we should be fine. Again, having the Zone of Silence is real big for us. But we're definitely going to be able to overcome the... definitely going to be able to overcome the sap. Like, it will affect us a small amount, but not anything meaningful. Like, we're already hitting for 1,500 damage there. We are cleaving through most of the enemies with Abandon. I have enough Ember for everything I want to do on a turn, basically. They'll be a little different in the Titan fight, kind of, just because I'll have to play the Pyrolites as well, but it barely matters. It's not like I really need to be playing out the Vengeful Shards anyways. But yeah, I have real good defense, I have real good offense. Turns out Imperialist is pretty solid. Admittedly, it would be a lot more difficult if we weren't doing Remnant, specifically with the primitive molds. The guaranteed reform is very helpful for Queen. Obviously, like, you can still do these things with the Endless as well. And in a world where we're allowed to cross-path, Imp Parade can also generate imps every turn, which is, you know, very helpful. But one way or another, this is very good for us. Ta-da! He's dead! Yeah, not particularly difficult. And we're going into the Titans at full health. We should have a pretty easy time of things. We are going to get Scourge cards occasionally, unless I set up on bottom floor, which I'm pretty sure I'm not doing. If Bogworm had cooperated a little bit more, I would maybe do that, but that's fine. Okay, so that goes there, yada 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 yada. And then we are going to play both of you guys on bottom floor. I actually meant to play one of you on mid floor, I think, but it barely matters. Oh, yeah, that was the other one. Whatever. That's fine. My Steelworker can handle taking a little bit of damage. Okay, I take a tiny bit of damage, whatever. Unfortunately, I do get the Scourge cards, which is annoying. Especially because I'm going to get them for another turn. But, oh well. So be it. I will just do this and not reform the Imp, even though my dude is taking a good chunk of damage. That's fine. Yeah, that's annoying. You know what? I'm gonna do it this way. Play you out after. And then we just take some pyre damage, I guess. Like, it's fine. I don't love it, but again, I came in at full HP. I'm not too worried about the overall flow of things. Okay. Alright, well, I will take that damage again too, I guess, because I do want to play out the Pyrolite. I am definitely taking above average damage in this fight, but whatever. Also, for some reason, I thought the train sewer was going to survive there. He didn't. So, bit of a waste, but that's okay. Alright, we're just waiting on Dominion to die, basically. Ta-da! No, my poor steelworker's gonna die. I mean, he's not actually gonna die, but it looks like he's gonna die. Well, maybe he does die. I mean, I could play this here, but... I mean, it doesn't matter, so what if he dies? It is sad, but we have enough damage output to stop things. We're just waiting on Dominion to die now. Alright. Okay. And then we just don't take extra damage, and everything is okay. I mean, again, I did take a lot of damage during that Titan fight, because I just wasn't... I wasn't stopping any of the damage, and I took a bunch of extra damage from the Scourges, but it's fine. Here we go. Ta-da! And now we need to add to the list. And then we have to make some choices. Okay, so first off, let me pull that up. Okay, so first off, this one was Imperialist, and we used Bogworm. I guess it's going off the screen very slightly. There we go. Oh, come on. There we go. So, for units, we used... what am I thinking of? Steelworker. And we used Fledgling Imp. That should be everything. That's basically everything we used. We did use Zone of Silence and Fortified Pauldrons. Yeah, pretty confident that's everything we used. We had the Howl Drippings again, but they're already on the list. Everything else is a starter card. So, there we go. Okay. I mean, good job on not adding to the list very much. We have used up some important things, namely losing, like, both Zone of Silence and Inferno Room is kind of scary. We've effectively stopped ourselves from being able to use the Lady of the House, kind of. There are still sort of ways to use her, but we've gotten rid of basically all of the Burnout extension. We left up most of the defensive tools, so that's nice. Anyways, for our Pyre, knowing that it's royalty left, I might take Life Mothers. Herzl's Horde is also okay. I might want Herzls. Because then I could more easily take, like, extra capacity, which would help. Because we need capacity both to play units and, like, to play actual banner units and to be playing out, like, imps or tombs. I think we're gonna go Herzls. I think that's what we're doing. And here we go. Molten Encasement is a good start for us. Vent is also pretty decent. Don't hate Paraffin Thug. It's not my favorite unit here, but it's not bad, especially early game. Scorching Restraints I don't really care about. I guess we're taking Dante's Footstool. We don't have any rooms currently where that matters, obviously, but... also, I forgot that I was supposed to check this first, because if we didn't see royalty, it was a moot point. But we got royalty, so that works out. Okay, well, here we go. Okay, so you go there, you go there. Actually meant to swap your locations, I think, but that's fine. And then, do I vent here, or do I vent here? I kind of want to not vent here so that he can get a kill. Yeah, that's fine. We'll do it like that. We're guaranteed safe next turn. Yada, yada, yada. We got some extra gold if you take some damage. Oh, well. Thank you for giving me the other vent. I am not going to play the imp out, so I can leave capacity here to get the tomb back. Just because that's fairly important to me. I will let the other one die as well. Okay, so you get the burnout 1 tomb because he doesn't die otherwise. And I guess we'll do it this way. We are already getting a little bit of extra gold from the Paraffin Thug, which I like. Okay. Yeah. Pretty sure we're just playing this here. Because there's a chance that we don't get a primitive mold next turn. I guess we'll just do that for a little bit of extra damage. I don't think we need it in the slightest, because we've got multiple turns of stealth up top. And we do a good chunk of damage, so... Well, I was hoping that the Paraffin Thug would get the kill. Sadly, he didn't, but oh well. Okay, so we cannot take the Fledgling Imp. The other two are fine. Also, I didn't really evaluate what we're up against. Glad that we've got stealth for Siphon Archeon. The stealth is also pretty good into you guys. And it's fairly decent into you. I am a little worried about it not being able to scale up fast enough for this fight, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, see what we can do. I don't think I need March of Shields. It's not bad, though. I think we're going to take it, just as a bit of safety. I can't take a Wicklash. I don't really need a Molded. I don't think I need a third Molten Encasement. maybe. Might be overtaking. Honestly, I'll just take a third one. We definitely want to go here for a multitude of reasons. Endless, multi-strike, solid, already. That's not what I wanted to see. What I wanted to see was... I just wanted to see, like, Wickless Baron. Or Bounty Stalker. I mean, like, Legion of Wax is good. I don't think I'm the best use case for it right now. It's kind of cute, but ultimately I don't think it's what I want. The problem is, like, Paraffin Thug is okay, but I don't have any scaling for him. Like, Queen's got scaling, and technically as long as I can get Queen to kill, like, frontliners, I can have Paraffin Thugs killing, like, backliners and mopping up, and if I can just get enough stealth, I can kill bosses, no problem. But it's not exactly what I wanted to see. I also still need to master Legion of Wax, but whatever. You're getting multi-strike, I guess, and you're getting Endless and Burnout. Honestly, like, the extra attack is not bad. I'm gonna not do it, though. Just save the gold. The minus draw is concerning, given that I kind of need to hit some specific things, but oh well. Do I want you in front or in back? I think I want you in back. Well, we're definitely playing them out to do a little bit of damage to maybe catch the Collector and all of that. Point in case. Well, I mean, we're doing okay, and hopefully soon we hit the Burnout one. Yep, there we go. We are going to take some pyro damage. Oh well, these things happen. Hello, June August. How you doing, friend? We're at least getting a bunch of extra gold from the Paraffin Thug. I just do worry about things. Really don't hate killing your backliner. Suppose I could have played out the imp and done a little bit of damage, and that wouldn't have been the worst play, but hey. What was the hat trick challenge? Give me a moment, and I will explain. Yeah, this should be all I need. Like, yeah, obviously the Paraffin Thug isn't getting the kill here because he dies to the spikes very quickly, but that's fine. Queen gets the kill. Okay, so hat trick challenge. It's a challenge made up by the community a long time ago. We have to play. We pick a clan combo, and once for each champion, basically. But pick a champion, pick a clan combo. We have to do 3 winning runs back to back to back. Each of those runs has to use a different one of the champion paths. So 1 run for each. Can't cross path at all. And any cards that are in a winning deck can't be used in the subsequent runs. So we essentially need to budget cards from the clan combo across all 3 runs. You just record the spiel and play it back when asked. I have said it. I have said it a number of times. I thought about just like writing out the rules, but I don't have a good place on screen to display them, and it's a bit wordy. one way or another. But anyway, so currently we're on run number 3 of Queen. So we're stuck with Royalty, and we've used up a number of cards. So far, did we not have Hidden Passage? That must have been when we were playing Fel. No? Maybe I removed them. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm not taking the Hidden Passage here. We can't take Fortified Pauldrons, and we can't take Hornbreak. Make it a command. I thought about it, but A, I'm not experienced with doing that, and B, I didn't. So, here we are. But you're right, I should do that. I thought about it. Maybe I'll do it sometime this week. Because it's just going to take us at least probably 20 days of streaming to do this, if I don't fail with any champion. Which, so far, hasn't been too bad, but there are definitely situations that can go pretty poorly. Anyways, we're skipping these. I don't want the Hidden Passage, and I can't take either of the other two. We might want the Dripfall. The Molten Encasement already largely takes care of our defensive needs, but Dripfall would help us get around enemies that escape. Like, I'll take it. I don't know exactly what we're going to do with it. But, hey. So I could go for the healing and look for, like, Void Armaments. Also, honestly, like, Iron Tongue would also be a good pickup. Just get the sweep so that I worry less about wave clear. Honestly, not unappealing. It's just that I do kind of want to go here looking for, like, a Baron. Also, getting, like, Smidgestone would be good. It's just that if I don't see Wickless Baron, what would we really be happy to see there? Because, like, Lady of the House wouldn't be very good for us. Technically sort of usable. Yeah, we would just be awkward with the burnout, which is sort of a problem. Bounty Stalker would be nice, kind of. Unlikely, though. Lady of the Reformed doesn't really help me. Although I could have, like, speculatively taken the one that was offered before, maybe. But, no. Paraffin Enforcer we can't take. Wickless Baron I do want. Big Sludge I would be sort of happy with, other than the capacity problem. Remnant Host might help. Yeah, but not a banner unit. And I'm only looking at banner units at the moment. And then we already turned down Legion of Wax. I mean, I still feel like it's probably worth trying. We could also hit Smidgestone or Multi-Strike, like more Multi-Strike for the Paraffin Thug, which is sort of okay. But I don't get another Merchant of Arms till there. Still might be worth doing. We do have a Hellhorn banner here. I don't know what we would want from that. I mean, also going here, we have a shot at getting, like, Bloodthirsty Blade, which gives me some scaling, kind of. I don't know. I kind of feel like I should do this. We're going to do this. Rage Room I had considered, and I think we're taking. I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping that it was going to be the lose HP to gain the Unstable Shard again, but I wasn't really expecting that. What do we even want? Maybe Under Legion? I don't remember what's in this event. Because I think it's all of the, like, bottles still, just like it was in Monster Train 1. And so this should be Hallowed Drippings. I don't remember if there's a second one. This one should be Sap, and this one is Reanimate? Do I want Reanimate? Kind of. Not really. I'm just gonna skip. It's okay for me, but whatever. I also need to keep in mind, I do have Dante's Footstool. Already forgot about it, but it does mean that, like, Rage Room comes in for free. Could also do, like, Hall of Mirrors. Don't think I want Hall of Mirrors, though. I mean, if I just wanted 2 queens, I could do 2 queens. Or I could, like, do 2 Paraffin Thugs. And then, like, swap it with Rage Room. Technically an option. Honestly, maybe not even one that I hate. I don't know, man. I'm struggling here. I don't think we want Hall of Mirrors. We're definitely taking Rage Room. I will take Iron Tongue. I can't take Inferno Room. I will take Iron Tongue. We'll make it deployable. And I think we just want to purge some things so I can more reliably draw into what I care about. Also, ideally, we're going to end up with a good chunk of gold from the Paraffin Thug now. He is locked to 30 attack, but that's essentially 60 attack since we get multi-strike, and he hits the entire row, so... it does make the Rage Room not particularly helpful, but fine. And if I do make other units, it will pay off better. Oh, wrong order. I need to play Queen first. This might not work out, because I don't remember how much damage the enemies do on turn 1, but we're gonna try. Hopefully we just draw into the stealth. Okay. We're fine either way. Also, you have more HP than I thought you did. Oh, it's because Iron Tongue gives 10. I always forget about that. Because it seems like a weird thing for it to do. Anyways, that's fine. We're off to a good start now, more or less. We're now even off to a better start. I could bring you down, but I'm not going to. Because he would get the rage from seeing all his buddies die. I don't think it matters because I'm generating an endless amount of stealth, but, you know. Okay. And yeah, I could have reformed the Molten Casement. I didn't worry about it. I mean, we're in way better shape than we were, so. Glad that that worked out. Sadly, we didn't get, like, Void Armament. Obviously, I don't have the deployment number to play Void Armament, but still, that would be another useful pickup for us. Foremost Child is bad. Ally of the Ancients is sort of nice, but not wildly important. Impulade, I'm definitely not taking. Yeah, we'll skip on that. Rail Beater's kind of cute. Pretty sure we're not taking it, though. If I had Trample for Queen, that would be really cute, but I don't. Scaling is paramount this run. Yeah, kind of. I do have Rage Room now, which is not the worst thing. It's not an incredible amount of scaling, but I can sort of pseudo make my units into like bad Paraffin Enforcers. Which is something. And having the Iron Tongue helps a lot. Queen is also going to do a lot of damage. Since at rank 3 it's like what, 20, 25 attack that she gets per thing. I think we just want to, like, dupe the Paraffin Enforcer. Or Paraffin Thug. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip this, and we're gonna dupe the one that we've got, because then we'll have 2 more attacks. We're taking Capacity. I would also like Ember, whatever. Sadly, we don't have another Merchant of Steel before we dupe, but that's what we're doing. I could hold over the Martial Shields or the Dripfall. Definitely royalty-ing. And we're going to make a second U. I do have a lot of gold. Do I want to hold over Dripfall? I think I do. I don't think I actually care about the Holy Stone. I thought about doing a Holy Stone on Dripfall, which is kind of cute. It will gain me a bunch of HP over the course of the run, but I also don't care. And I would rather look for, like, Spell Chain in case I need that to, like, grab 2 enemies that are escaping or something. I guess I'll give you magic power, even though I might just get rid of you at some point. Okay. Do that. I will do that, and that, even though there's a good chance that I don't care about these in the slightest, nonetheless, still vaguely helpful to have. And then we'll get rid of you, I guess. Okay. Overall, should be in a much stronger position. The minus Ember does hurt me, but fine. Oh yeah, I have so much Deployment Ember. I keep forgetting that I have Herzl's Horde. Even though I, like, win on my way to take it, it is a pyre that I enjoy. I think I need you to be in back because I don't know when I'm going to draw my dudes, and I really want you to have... Yeah, I want to make sure my dudes don't die, is ultimately what I'm trying to say. And I didn't know for sure if I was going to draw this on this turn or not. I don't really need the Dripfall, but we're just keeping it in hand in case I do end up needing it for whatever reason. Okay, let's play this first. Although it doesn't matter, because even if she ended up in front, since she's stealth, they would still be attacking into the multi-encasement. I guess I'll let it go now, just so I don't have to take damage. Because I only have 2 Ember each turn on this battle. Yeah, the Iron Tongue was a huge help for us. I mean, again, if we were not doing a Hat Trick Challenge, we could have done a variety of other things. And we wouldn't have to be relying on this cobbled together strategy. Also, frankly, wouldn't be using Royalty Queen. But it's fine. Here we are. We have solutions. Inferno is cute. We're not going to take it. Tiresome Climb is good, but we've already got the holdover Dripfall. I'm going to take Last Stand, even though it seems largely irrelevant. We do have Rage Room, though. I think we're going to take the Engulfed in Smoke so that I can maybe get, like, Intrinsic on it. Just so that if we do, you know, like, whiff on drawing the multi-encasement in a timely manner, then we'll still have some, like, good defense. I think we're going here looking for Smidgestone or more multi-strike or both. I would kind of like to go here just because I have so much gold that I could, you know, buy a bunch of artifacts. Mostly, I don't think they matter a ton, though. There are some, like, good ones I could get, like Wax or Snuffer to double extinguish triggers. Don't think that matters a ton. Resonant Shard to increase rage damage would be useful. Attuned Whetstone to draw me an equipment would be good. Obviously, I don't have any equipment for it currently. But it is possible. Event may also be nice. Yeah, I try not to make decisions around events all that often. There are a lot of good events in this game, but there's also a hefty chance that it is middling to unhelpful completely. So, like, yeah, there's the possibility that it could be quite good, but it's a way bigger, like, gamble to base anything on. Regardless, I think we're going here. There's a decent chance that I don't hit anything I care about, but that's fine. Okay. Sure. Yeah, don't really want that. Technically, I could, like, merge the Exile's Diadem with the Iron Tongue. Because I'm going to have plenty of deployment Ember. So as long as I'm comfortable doing that at, like, the Merchant of Arms. But I don't know if I'm going to go to the Merchant of Arms. I think I'm not, because I think we're going to go to Merchant of Magic looking for Intrinsic. I can also just, like, thin my deck out a lot and make that a little more reliable, but still, it seems like the right thing to do. Could go to this Merchant of Arms, though. We're just going to skip on that. Not important. One of you is getting Smidge Stone. Wouldn't hate just giving you HP, but so be it. May as well dualism you. I've got tons of cash. Titanite is not what I wanted. I don't really need that. The enemies are largely just going to kill them for me anyways, but hey. We're not taking Bone Dog, so we'll take Bone Dog's Pendant. Okay, so let's remove a couple things. I think that's good for now. I don't really want to spend all of my cash. We're still going to get more from this fight, but I don't quite know exactly how much we're going to get. Okay, so Queen, and then it doesn't really matter which one goes in front, I don't think. It is a little dangerous doing it this way, but just because we are up against corruption enemies. But it ends up being alright. Well, I don't really want to get sapped, and I don't really need the Drip Fall, so... There we go. Look at me, getting a whole bunch of extra gold. And we'll give you that. We drew the Molten Case on turn 1, so it ended up not really mattering. Getting the Smidge Stone was also nice, because it means that if I want to, I can dupe the Paraffin Thug again. Which, I'm going to tell you right now, there's a fairly decent chance we do that. Because my scaling is still pretty shit. Oh no, it's Quoto! What a menace! Well, we'll just be stealth for, you know, 11 more turns or whatever. Queen Sweeper last may help a bit with scaling. Yes, kind of. I wanted it first so that I was... It's good from a wave clear perspective, and also it ensures that I was getting as much gold as I could. Be, kind of. Admit I probably should have just put Queen last in the lineup, but I don't know. It's fine. I did take Last Stand. Is there a world where I want to take Impish Scholar so I can get Last Stand back? Yeah, kind of. Is it a bad plan? Also kind of yes, but fine. We probably want resin removal. Yeah, just because at the current rate, sap buildup will fuck with me. We don't get sap except in like the Titan fight for the most part, but it's still not great. Don't really need holdover. I could do this, but we've already got that sorted more or less. I mean, I could do a holdover resin removal. Fine. I don't know that I'm really going to use that, but that's fine. I just need to hit Intrinsic. Didn't hit Intrinsic. I could also just remove Consume and -2 this. It is, again, not what I really wanted to do, and it does make the Impish Scholar irrelevant. But I wanted to minus cost this, and this is basically how I get to minus cost this, so fine. I will do it, even though... Whatever, fine. Okay. I don't really need to get rid of the Shield Stewards. I think we're probably just going to jam some primitive molds in and then just remove it, just as a bit of free removal. Because I basically don't use the primitive molds. I also might take Ember at the upgrade. I was trying to avoid that, but... it honestly might be the thing to do. Because, like, especially in a world where I have potentially multiple, like, holdover cards, and I'm already committed to using at least one for a Molten Encasement every time. Like, that is helpful, as much as I would like to avoid it. Okay, I think we're still going to set up on bottom floor. The top floor is nice, but as long as we get that, we're more or less, like, okay. I'm doing that just so I get extra scaling on Queen. I should draw the Molten Encasement in a reasonable time frame, so I'm not too worried about things. Oh boy, I can double your rage from 1 to 2. Like, it's still gonna happen, it just feels a little silly. And you're escaping. Which is concerning, but at least you didn't get the buffs, and this is what the Druidfall is for, even if I don't have the Druidfall currently. Well, if I draw the Drip Fall, we can just pull him back down. So you're gonna get plus 12. We can handle taking that pyro damage. It's a lot, but it's okay. Maybe. Like, he does a lot because he has the lifesteal, so he does get 2 attacks off, which drains most of my health. But whatever. I'm gonna agree to get rid of this. Yeah, it was a lot more damage than I wanted, but like, we do get HP for killing Kale. We also have Bone Dog's Pendant. Like, it's okay, it's just not great. I do have tons of gold. That's something. Ta-da! And even more gold is acquired. Yeah, Transcendent is not wildly helpful here. The sweep weapon, yeah, the sweep weapon locks his attack to 30. So even if he gets extra attack from Rage, it doesn't matter. Conversely, if he gets a lowered attack from Sap, also doesn't matter. So the one orange tome is cute, but I don't really want to take it. Mostly because I don't have the Ember to use it. And we're not taking Devourer of Death. It technically, sort of, kind of is doable for us, but it's not really what we want. So we're going to skip. And now's the question. Draw is useful. I think we kind of have to go Ember, though. Obviously, Capacity would also be good, but I can sort of mitigate that. So if I go here, the healing is not totally unwanted. I also sort of don't care all that much. If I go here, what would I dupe? Probably the last... Well, I'm duping the Paraffin Thug. But then I would also probably want to dupe a Last Stand here. I wouldn't be healing any, but as long as we get through Savagery without too big an issue, I'd be okay. And also, like, I'll be able to bully Savagery during the Titans. I think we're fine. I think we'll go here anyways. Dupe a Paraffin Enforcer. And all that jazz. We get Royalty 3, which is fine. Echo Vault is cute. Exile's Diadem we will take. Okay. Didn't get what I wanted, but that's fine. Had I not seen Rage Room, I would have considered Fight Club, but so be it. We're gonna do this, I guess, just because I have plenty of deployment effort. That's not our concern. So we're gonna make number 2. And then we're just gonna remove things. Unfortunately, I'm not actually doing a great job at buffing Queen, but it is what it is. Also, I forgot that I don't think I needed to remove the Train Steward. I'm so used to doing it that I keep doing it even when I don't need to. But anyways, here we go. So there's that. There's that. And then I think we want to do it like this. Because Queen is relatively quickly going to get to a point where she's helping kill the tanks, and then you guys will help with wave clear. On the other hand, he's already going to take care of a lot of the wave clear. It's whatever. We'll see what we can do. Come on. Slightly wrong ordering. Could also move him up front so we can actually attack into him. Which honestly is maybe the right thing to do, as dumb as it looks. Yeah, it was some damage on him. We didn't really need to kill this sweep dude that way, but... Alright, so you're not dead. But if we can draw the drip fall, that's something. We didn't draw the drip fall. And we're not killing the amalgam, which is a concern. Yeah, this was the problem with not killing the prayer stone last turn, but hey. Fair enough. Whew, what a world. Yeah, we do have problems. Unfortunately, we're gonna do 2 hits to me. I guess that's what we gotta do. I'm sort of getting there. God, it does bother me that I can't kill him, but whatever, fine. I take more damage. I can go for healing if I need to, and also we do a Bone Dog's Pendant, but like this is exactly what I was worried about, and this is what I was worried. Like, we're gonna have a similar problem during the Seraph fight, which is, it's upcoming. We're gonna have to deal with that in mere moments. Does merging the whip with the equalizing ring override the damage cap? You cannot merge them. You are locked from doing so. For that exact reason. Okay. I do get a little bit of extra gold since now I'm killing the back amalgams as well. Also by moving them off of mid-floor, they're no longer hurting me, which is appreciated. Okay. Could have used Battering Ram last time. Pyre Chomper's kind of cute, but I think way too late for us to care. Technically, maybe I could use it by going to the Merchant of Steel and getting, like, Endless on it. I don't think I really care about that, though. Kind of. we're gonna skip on these. Okay, so I think we're going here and taking the healing and doing some things, and we'll see what that actually equates to. Though I would miss out on the dupe, and I do kind of want the dupe because I kind of want to make another Paraffin Thug or make another Last Stand. But I'm at, like, pretty low HP. I think I kind of need to do this, as much as I hate it. Not using demons. I was so happy about it for one quick moment, and then I remembered, not actually helpful. Split Anvil is technically helpful sometimes, so I'll take it. I will definitely take that. Not what we wanted. Like, I may as well do it just because I got the gold for it, but, like, who cares? You getting extra multi-strike does help. Kind of. I don't really want to dualism you. I mean, it's fine. Who really cares? There's not really a lot to remove. Honestly, might be worth getting rid of the March of Shields. Yeah, mostly this doesn't matter. I guess I'll get rid of you just so you don't clog the reform pool. It basically doesn't matter to me. But on the other hand, does March of Shields matter to me? Technically, kind of, a little bit. Only if I am hitting... you know what? Let's get rid of it. Okay. So, here we are. Not in the position I perhaps wanted to be in, but is okay maybe. That said, am I gonna set up on bottom floor? Maybe. Kind of want to set up on not bottom floor, but then I'm basically reliant on using the Dripfall to daze the Amalgams. But it does give me a little bit of extra time to build up strength, and I think that's worth it. Now the question is, do I want the one who has 3 strikes to be the one with the Iron Tongue or not? And I think the answer is yes. Kind of. If I don't, then I will only have 1 space for a Molten Casement, but I also barely ever am actually using 2 Molten Casements, so maybe that's fine. The 3rd strike, you know what? Let's do it this way. I don't really get a benefit from the Exile's Diadem lowering capacity this way, but that's fine. Fortunately, I can double rage all the good that does me. I take 1 damage, which I'd love to avoid, honestly, but it's fine. Probably didn't actually need to play the what's its face last turn. Engulfed in smoke. But we did. And here we are. Okay. Well. Not what I wanted to do, but we're taking emergency measures. Can you stealth the Pyre? No. No, you cannot. Pyre does not get hit by any spells, basically. Which is more or less good for you, because it also means that you can't hit it with, like, Inferno or other things. Not that it's common that you'd want to hit it with Inferno, but still. Yeah, the problem is I don't... Well, this is fine. That is okay for me to do. That is scary, but okay. We're at least killing off some of the enemies. Okay, I'll just take a little bit of pyre damage. I just have to keep stalling. Like, eventually we get to Relentless. That's what matters. There's no Amalgam this turn, and I finally get the Last Stand again. Okay. Yeah, well. Okay. We're gonna take drastic measures. How do I want to do this, though? So I think what we're doing is we do this, then that, then he's stealthed, and then... Oh, fuck me. I didn't realize. Alright, fine. I take some pyre damage. Unfortunately, I do have to take some more pyre damage later in this fight, but oh well. Okay. Okay, now the question is, do I actually have to take pyre damage? Okay, yeah. I was pretty confident that was all I needed. Sure. Anyways, don't have to take pyre damage. I was planning on taking the Amalgam damage here, because I wasn't going to kill bottom floor, but I have enough stealth and enough damage that I can just kind of solo the entire situation here. Also gains me a chunk of extra gold, but that doesn't really matter. Ta-da! Messy fight, to say the least, but hey. And, like, Queen is a vaguely important part of our team, but I am unfortunately not building into her as much as I wanted. On the other hand, we're struggling enough on this run that, whatever. Multi-strength plus rage, what a combo. Oh, man. Yeah, it does suck that my only scaling, basically... I mean, like, Queen's got okay scaling, but, like, whatever. But my only scaling is Rage Room, which is nice, but boy, is it not enough. And I really wish that I had a second to last stand, or that I had a holdover on it, but I don't. Okay, I do think we want to set up on bottom floor. Okay, so, we're just gonna play you out now. Technically could have done this better, that's fine, maybe kind of, whatever. We get rid of your spell shield. We're just going to daze you one, it doesn't matter, and then we hurt you a little bit. How exciting. If we need to, we could start dazing Dominion. I really don't want to, for a multitude of reasons. Yep, we're just gonna do that. Alright, I'm gonna tell you right now, this might look a little familiar. Although this time, we're gonna do that and that. And here we go, doing some damage. Excuse me. Okay. We're gonna do that. My deck is so thin that I basically get the Curse of Entropy like every turn, but that's partly why we have the holdover resin removal. Yes, I am getting very low on HP, but again, we do have Bone Dog's Pendant for just such an occasion. If I really needed to, I could also start dazing him, or I could sort of set up stealth tombs. I forgot about the dog. I did not. It has been an important part of our strategy. Alright, resin removal, countering, reanimate. Oh look, we still got 24 HP! God, my life would be so much easier if we were able to do the last stand more often. Okay, I think we want to do this, just because the increase in damage is so much nicer. Unfortunately, like, we're missing out on all the extra power he'd have from his rage, but whatever. Also, I don't need to play out the Pyrolites anymore. Honestly, I probably should have skipped it last turn, but oh well. You know what? Let's just start dazing you now too, I guess. I'll play that anyways just because I got the extra Ember for it, but I don't need it from here on out. Yeah, you're a jerk, we all know. Eventually we'll kill things. Someday. Okay. Get rid of some of that sap. Take one measly little damage. He did end up with some corruption on him from the corruption on death dudes, but that's not too big an issue. Again, this is partly why we have the resin removal. Okay, whatever. You're gonna get to the top floor. Not much I can do about that. That's fine. Queen does have a pretty hefty amount of damage. It's a shame we weren't really able to, like, translate that into something super meaningful, but whatever. She is helping us kill heavies, so that's something. Okay, we have the kill this turn. Has it been a clumsy turn of events? Yes! But we got there. Oh, man. Wasn't the worst, but definitely harder than felt. Like, Imp Parade was a mess, although it, like, stabilized in the end, more or less. Why don't you use that equipment on different units instead of the front one so you can use all that rage on him? So, the reason he's getting so much rage in the first place is because he has the sweep. Because the reason he's getting the rage is because the rage room gives, it gives 2 rage on strike. And so because he's hitting like 6 enemies a turn because of the sweep, that is why he's gaining so much more rage than all of the other ones are. And so if I put it on a different unit, then that would be the one that's gaining all the rage instead, and it would be equivalent, more or less. The big thing is that I wanted him to be the front unit so that we are not wasting attacks on units that would already die to the sweep, and I wanted him to not be the one with multi-strike so that we are getting a little bit better scaling damage from that. So that's why. If I had another equipment I could like swap him out to later in the fight, maybe, but we didn't, so. Oh, you merged equipment to it, right? Yes. It was merged with Exile's Diadem because originally I was using it on the guy who wasn't smidge stoned. But then I ended up wanting it on the guy who wasn't smidge stoned. So it would, or on a guy who was smidge stoned. Because the guy who wasn't smidge stoned got more multi-strike and I wanted him to be in the back. So that is what it was. Anyways, yeah, that was a bit of a mess. We got there, though. But, again, like, this is what I think is kind of, like, fun about Hat Trick, is you end up in these situations where, like, I was forced to use Royalty Queen. I couldn't take a lot of the, like, scaling options that were presented to me in that run. And so I had to cobble together this mess. Still worked, but, again, like, if I weren't limited by the drafts, then I would have built a very different looking deck. So yeah, anyways, glad it worked. Queen was one of the ones I was a little more worried about because she is a champion that really does want to be able to like cross path, since getting like Imperialist and Imp Parade is very good. Even Imperialist with like Royalty is okay. In fact, works decently because it gives you a lot better like wave clear, which is what Royalty is really bad at, and it gives you like a guaranteed way to sweep out all of your imps to make more capacity for the next turn, to play out more things to keep buffing Royalty. But again, not being able to cross path means I can't do that. If you got Ritual Battle, would have been much, much easier, and you left it for this run too. Yeah, I did. It's almost like that's one of the reasons why I left it. I was really hoping to get that or like Wickless Baron. Not that Wickless Baron is like the strongest unit, but it had inbuilt scaling that worked with what we wanted to be doing. Because That's exactly what I wanted, and didn't get it. Yeah, we whiffed on a number of things, but it's fine. We made it work. Really glad that we did end up getting Rage Room, because wouldn't have worked without that. A little sad that we had to take the healing in the final ring, because without that, I could have made the deck a lot stronger, but it is what it is. Anyways, I'm going to take a moment to clear off the tracker. Does anyone have any preference on which champion we do next? The only thing I would like to avoid is I don't want to do... I want to do one full rotation of the clans, so I don't want to do the second Banished champion, and I don't want to do the second Hellhorn champion. So, anything else is fair game, but... There are definitely some champions that I think are going to be a lot harder than others. Like, I think Bullet is going to be not super easy. At least depending on, like, how lucky we are in drafts. There are certainly ways in which that could turn out to be not too bad. Lots of ways it could turn out to be real bad, though. Especially since Under Legion has very few offensive banner units. And Bullet needs a lot of help to actually be like a carry unit. Primordium sounds like a torture, not suggesting it. Primordium's actually going to be on the easier end, because like all three of Primordium's things are pretty good. You're right that the Umbra banners are a little questionable, but there's still a lot of ways to make it work, and we get the support of whatever our ally clan ends up being. There's just a lot of ways to do it. Something fun, so maybe Dragon Queen, Mushroom Clan, Bullet, might as well get the bad over with. Yeah, Dragon Queen is cool. Alright, since Gilda came in first, we'll do Gilda. Bullet could be interesting, the reworked path can be quite strong. So, yeah, like, Bullet's gonna be interesting, but again, keep in mind, here's the problems with Bullet, just to go over it a little bit. Hiveminder is generally very good. Getting the permanent scaling is great. But there's basically nothing in Clan to translate that into, like, a kill. Like, he'll be able to kill one enemy, he'll be able to block tons of damage, but unless we can get Trample for him or Multi-Strike, it doesn't matter all that much. That's usually not too big a problem, because it's pretty common that you just take one rank of Headsman, so you can get the Trample. You also get Propagate on Slay, which lets you keep propagating the Fungis or damage shields or whatever you're doing. But we can't do that if we're not allowed to crosspath. Additionally, Under Legion has very few offensive banners. They've got like Spore Launcher and they've got Moral Mistress, both of which are good, but it's not a lot of options. Also, like, there's a limited amount of spawn cards. And, like, we're gonna need some of them for Rally Bullet, otherwise he does fuck all for us. Like, anyway, the point is, there are, like, Under Legion's a strong clan, but when we have to budget things across 3 runs, maybe gonna look dicey. And Bullet in particular is really going to suffer by not being allowed to crosspath. Also, like, if we don't get, for instance, like, Spore Launcher, or if we don't see Smidgestone, or if we don't see, what is his name? God, I can't think of the name of the unit. They're like Captain, the one that buffs Fungis. Squad Leader. There we go. All I could think was Captain. I knew that was the wrong name. If we don't see, like, Squad Leader, and even if we do see Squad Leader, it's kind of weak, but point is, like, there's a lot of ways for Bullet to go wrong. But anyways, back on topic. Madam Lionsmane is better. I mean, Lionsmane is one of the strongest champions, also one of my favorite champions, just because she's cool and versatile, and she's just cool. She also has some of the best visual design among the champions. Anyways, we're doing Pyreborn. The downside being that I am definitely taking Remnant again, and I kind of would like to do something different, but we're doing Gilda, and Remnant is the clan combo we want for her, for sure. It just is helpful. That said, for the first run, what pyre do we want? Like Fierce Greed is good. Bogworm is another useful choice on one of these. Not sure what third one we want to do. Like, Herzl's is good. I don't want to just pick the same 3 options for every single, like, time we do this, but they are some good options. I feel like I should kind of force myself to take, like, Aquaths, or, like, Echo Timefather. Life Mothers can also be good with her. You know what? Let's take Life Mothers. We'll see what happens. And here we go. Did you make a new champion graphic? No, I was going to do that today, but I was busy and I didn't get home till late, which is also why we started stream a bit late. So, it won't take that long to do, but it's just not something that was able to be done today. Time happened. Yep. Okay, Lava Flow is fine. Entombed Explosive is kind of cute. Paraffin Enforcer is good. Not sure how good it is for us right now. Volatile Gauge, I'm pretty confident we're not taking. I will take Trader's Quill, even though it is not my favorite. It's definitely worse than Monster Train 2. Just because the enemy health pools are so much higher for the most part. It still is okay, and it's a little bit better with Pyroborn, technically. Since it can also proc Pyre Gel if you're stacking Pyre Gel. But, something to consider. Do you want to track support clans? No, not really. Like, if your question is, do I want to track it so that we are guaranteeing that we are using each clan as support at least once? That's maybe something worth considering, but I'm not going to worry about it. Not that. Then what do you have in mind, Glacier? Tracking who got used the most? Oh, I mean, that's fair. Like, if somebody wants to track that, I wouldn't be against it, but I'm not gonna bother doing that myself right now. I am sort of trying to spread it around. I will tell you that what I expect to be the case is it's probably Stygian who's going to get used the most often. Beyond that, Lazarus and Banish are also pretty versatile. Remnant's getting used a couple times. But I think for the most part, it's going to be Stygian that gets used. Bloat Mother, you want to see Bloat Matron? I mean, we can do Bloat Matron. Yeah, Bloat Matron's fine. It's not particularly great with the Paraffin Enforcer, but that's fine. Pyrogel goes burr. You're not wrong. So I kind of want to set you up on top floor, but I also really want to get the Pyrogel on before that. So instead, we're going to do something like this. I'm not going to play him out so that we can have capacity here to play a Whelp if we need it. So yeah, then we're able to do that. Okay, and there we go. Because he explodes and... honestly, not sure why you're both dying. Why is that the case? Oh, you just do a lot more damage than I think. I keep... despite how much I've played Monster Train 2, I still still have some of the Monster Train 1 numbers locked in my brain. Where, like, I think this does 50 damage. I still think that the Queen imps do 10 damage. Not the case. Hasn't been the case for a long time. Here we are. More Remnant allied. Yeah, that is true. It is just the correct choice for Gilda. Okay. Oh, so they buffed some Monster Train 1 cards? Yeah, they did. In the most recent patch, they even did some more substantial changes to some of them. We'll do that, we'll do that, and we'll do that, which then does get you killed. And I guess you go there. But most of the Monster Train 1 cards are still fairly similar. But there are some changes. Okay, let's do that so we can just put a lot more Pyre Gel on you. I should have reformed after the first one got played out, though. Doesn't matter, we still get the kill. But if I'd done after I killed the first one, I would have gotten back the one that had higher stats and more burnout, which would make a lot... It'd be much better for this right here. Makes sense, Gilda's playstyle similar to Queen? Yes. Yeah, it just makes the Whelps way better early game in particular, just having the access to the Reform. It's very good for Bloat Matron because then we can stack Pyre Gel much better. It's also good for Lady Avarice because we can just get them back a couple times and just jam out with a bunch of gold. There's technically even some cute things we can do with Egg Gilda, but that's really awkward. Octopath Traveler 0 announced today. It was announced like 2 months ago. Okay. I don't think we want Alchemy. Because we probably want Alchemy for... I don't know why I can't think of her name. For some reason I have trouble with Gilda's path names. Guildmother. That's the one I'm thinking of. Guildmother is already horde-oriented. It is not a bad idea to give her some more horde. We'll be playing Hades 2 1.0 as it comes out. I will probably not stream it, but I will play it. Unless there's a demand for me to stream it. I did stream it when it came to early access, but I wasn't planning to do the 1.0 unless people like really want to see that. You can come over if you want, Cat. Cat looks like she was going to jump into my lap, so I was leaving it open, but then she didn't actually jump. Are you coming? Come on. Still need to play 2 and finish 1. I will say Octopath 1 is okay. It's not great. It was not nearly as good as I wanted it to be. It is solidly an okay game. Octopath 2 is fabulous. It still has some problems, but like, especially for having only had sort of a middling appreciation for Octopath 1. I wasn't really expecting all that much from Octopath 2. I still bought it on release and played it immediately, but I was expecting it to be like better, but similar. It's real good. I loved Octopath 2. I have been clamoring for an Octopath 3. Unfortunately, Octopath 0 is not Octopath 3. It's an adaptation of the mobile game, and so I'm expecting there to be... I'm expecting it to still be good, but it is not the game that I want it to be. Casty makes Octopath 2 a great game. Casty's alright. There are other characters I like more. But yeah, Octopath 2 is great. It was so good. I was thinking about replaying it recently, even. Still working through Silksong really slowly. I can end Act 2 anytime, but take my time to explore. I need to hurry up and get to Hades 2 as well. Yeah, I still haven't finished Silksong. I've been playing it some, but I just haven't been able to sit down and play it all that much. Also, I was getting annoyed at how much of the, like, optional stuff is not really optional if you want to get out of Act 2. Anyways, back on topic. We're not taking Alchemy. I don't think we're taking a third Lava Flow, though it's sort of okay for us, since we do have Trader's Quill, and it's just Pyre Gel. Honestly, if I'm taking anything, it would probably be the Pyre Cask. Also, we are up against Dominion. Pyre Cask is sort of cute in a world where I could, like, give it Intrinsic and double stack and put on a boss, and then every time I explode Whelps, it will deal some damage. Lava Flow. We're not taking another Lava Flow. I think we're just skipping altogether here. That said, I might dupe the Lava Flows later. There is a world where I do that, but... Dripfall is pretty good into Dominion Seraph. I mean, it's good in general, but especially that is pretty appealing. The multi-encasement also sort of nice, but I think we're just taking the Dripfall. It's also just, like, a good versatile card. Okay. And then what are we doing? We do want to look for, like, Intrinsic and Holdover, ideally. I think I want to go here. Not sure what unit I would want. We really want ways to get better capacity, whether that be via Exile's Diadem or just like Smidgestone units and taking like capacity for the boss upgrade. We'll find out. I almost said Dripfall last run, but that was a different champ. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Honestly, the ideal unit for us right here is Pyre Blooded. I'd also be pretty happy with Hot-Headed. Or Hothead, whatever his name is. Okay, Hot-Headed is. I don't really want to have to do Smidgestone, but we're doing it. Also, admittedly, Hothead doesn't really need most upgrades. Yeah, you are in the way. Kind of want to remove some cards, but that's fine. We'll leave it as is for now. Okay. Well, not exactly what we wanted to do, but fair enough. Unfortunately, we can only use this ability once every other turn. Well, unfortunately, the 65 damage gets wasted on that loser, but whatever. And then he does get healed a bunch, sadly. Okay, so you're gonna die. I do want to... Okay, I guess we're gonna do that, and we'll let you just block for Gilda, and we're gonna save your ability for next turn. I suppose I could have checked what I'm drawing on this coming turn. Hopefully we at least get some Whelps. Yep, that's pretty decent. That's the one I didn't want. I wanted another Whelp. Either way, so we're Lava Flowing first, and then we explode, and then we explode, and then we do that, and we do that, and that's pretty decent. It's not enough to get the kill, but it does do most of the work for us. But because, again, it is getting the Pyre Gel on him, which will last. Yeah, I'll just prevent myself from taking the damage. We don't kill him this turn, but it does mean that we don't take any damage and he's super dead. I was hoping to just draw one of the whelps to blow him up that way, but didn't cooperate. That's fine. Anyways, our deck is a little clumsy right now, but more or less, it's doing the thing. I mean, it's the same as last time, just reversed in location. But we're going to skip on that. We're going to skip on these. The draft is, like, sort of kind of okay, but not really. It's not particularly great, Monster Train 2. So I think I want the Merchant of Magic. On the other hand, like, Merchant of Arms is quite good for us. Or at least could be. In particular, I really want to see Mind Cage, or I want to see Tome of Contracts, or both. Also getting, like, Bloodthirsty Blade would be very good. Little wary of using a Bloodthirsty Blade right at the beginning, but maybe fine to do. Technically, I can also let the Hothead just get killed every turn, and then just play him out again. I mean, assuming that I have a way to, like, reform him. But this is technically an option. Alright, we're gonna go here. We'll see what we're offered. Mind Cage is exactly what I want. Sacrificial Chamber is not unwelcome. Yeah, it's probably worth taking. I wouldn't be able to make it deployable because I'm going to make the Mind Cage deployable, but it does represent a lot of gold. We're not going to need it for the Avarice run. I'm pretty okay with taking it, I think. Nope. And then deployable is going on you. Again, I was kind of hoping for, like, Bloodthirsty Blade. There's still plenty of things we can get that will be good. I'm not taking Red Crown. Honestly, the followers are not terrible for us, given that they have 3 attacks by base. But I don't really want them. I mean, maybe. Of all the times, like, this would be maybe the time to use them. Especially because I do have Life Mother's Pyre, so I could even dupe them. See what cat hair is getting everywhere. God, I really don't care, though. But I skip this almost every time I see it. I kind of feel obligated to take it once in a while, and this might be the right time to take it. You know what? Fine. It will go on you, I guess. I don't want it on the Hothead. For a variety of reasons. I don't want to use up the equipment slot, or I don't want to use up the upgrade slot. And also, I already have a use for the... I already have an equipment I want to go there. The knockback is maybe an issue. Okay, you got Dust Mantle, great. Which I think is bugged right now anyways to not give the Titan skin. At least when generated like this. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I guess we'll just leave it like that. It does have the moon phase, so it should still work, right? Yeah, should and does are two different things. Oh, I didn't mean to sap my dudes. Let's not do that on that floor. I just recall seeing that on the Discord that under some condition or another it's bugged. I don't remember what it is though. Yeah, I think I just want to reform, because I could daze him, but I could also do this, in which case he'll have enough health to block. Also, we're getting more Pyre Gel on you guys by having another thing die here. Oh, except I could have also played you first. Why did I not do that? I think it's because I forgot that you don't actually cost any Ember to play. Yeah. More specifically, I think I just got carried away. Whatever. Here we go. This worked just fine. It did not go the same way as before. Don't know why I did differently. It's not a big deal. It's fine. Okay. So... yeah, sadly you're not actually killing things all that well. I'm gonna play this here just to do that. I should have done this earlier, but I'll do that, give you some Pyre Gel. I'll play you there to kill him. Anyways, this is where the followers shine, is when they get to attack into a dude with Pyre Gel on. They do some decent work. Yeah, I'll just reduce the damage I'm taking. We're still killing everything here. Although I guess I'm getting less gold. I don't know, it's fine. I'm still overall getting plenty of gold. Unfortunately, Gilda takes a bunch of damage. Oh well. Oh, and you guys got swapped now, which is not exactly what we wanted, but it is what it is. Well, not killing Archeon yet, but that's sort of fine. You may have noticed that we're not particularly strong yet. Yeah, unfortunately I can't fit Gilda anywhere. It's not a big deal. I take 2 Pyre damage for leaking that guy. Ooh, what a terrible world. Yeah, I mean, like, we've already got the kill. We now super have the kill. He explodes himself. Everything's good. Do I want to take Smelt the Treasure or Soldier Fortune? You're asking the tough questions in life. Alright, have a nice night, Fury. I don't think I need Smelt the Treasure. Soldier Fortune, I also think is a no, but there is a world where I want to take it. I don't know. I think I'm not taking it. Plus 30 attack is kind of nice, but I mean, there's a lot of things about this that are nice, but we're just gonna skip. Maybe we should take the Smelter Treasure. Try not to use up too many cards, though. Average 15 followers. I did forget that I have the followers. You are right that that is what I would want to draw. The problem is I also have, like, the whelps that I'd be drawing into. And so I'd need, like, a lot of Soldier of Fortunes to reliably draw them. Yeah, pretty confident I'm skipping these. And I think we're taking Capacity as much as I don't want it. We definitely don't want Lady of the House. It's not particularly good for us. I do think we're going here. There is a variety of stuff here that would be nice. In particular, Gel Transfuser, which transfers Pyre Gel to other enemies on death. Or Spirit Breaker's Charge, which gives extra attack every time we use an activated ability. Would both be good. Also, like, Prismatic Dragon Skill would be okay. There is another Merchant of Steel afterwards. How greedy do I want to be? Kind of a lot? Maybe? I mean, I think I probably just want to go for the Merchant of Steel. It's just that there is some really nice stuff I could get here. So I could Endless a Tomb or Endless a Bloated Whelp. I think I'm gonna Endless a Tomb. We'll do that, even though I actually kind of want him to be small still, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, fine, we're doing it. No, I don't have enough for the multi-strike, fuck. Okay, I mean, I definitely do, because I hadn't collected the gold yet. Skipping on these. Wickless Baron would have been appealing. Too bad. We're doing this. He has 1 HP, which is a problem, but fine. Here we are anyways. The Mighty Ember hurts me a little bit, but not too much. Okay. I guess I should have done that first. Yeah, you're not dying, but that's okay. I think we want to save Gilda the damage. And you're basically dead. Any old thing will kill you. Yeah, and sadly we don't have the Sacrificial Chamber yet, or whatever the thing is. Gives him attack upgrade to Hothead, so his ability gets stronger too. Yeah, I mean, was considering it, didn't have the gold for it at this last shop. It's also only sort of necessary, since we are applying a bunch of Pyre Gel, so it is doing a bunch of damage anyways. Also, that's why we were looking for Bloodthirsty Blade. Nonetheless, here we are. Okay, so I guess we'll do it like that, except you're not dying that way. I guess we'll do this, even though it's not at all what I'd intended, and now you're locked up there. My mistake. Should have just reset the turn. Oh well. I guess that's fine either way. Okay, and now you're a strong enough kill. And you do take up 2 capacity, because I didn't really plan this out. Well, here we are. Okay, we at least have the Sacrificial Chamber, which helps. I will leave that, because we're about to get Ajax. well, fair enough. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna explode you now. I think we do more that way. Honestly, didn't pay attention. Oh well. The problem is that he saps me into having 0 attack really quickly. So even though he's got a decent amount of Pyre Gel on, it just is of middling value. Yeah, I think it was better to do it the other way, but it's fine. Okay, you at least should mostly murder him. Yeah, there we go, and then I can get rid of that. Okay. Well, my deck is a little bit of a clusterfuck. The followers were helping, though. And most bosses aren't going to be sapping me like that. Stuck Up Whelp is cute, but is not a thing we're going to take right now. Would have been really nice to give it Endless and use it as a blocker so that we could use its ability every turn. But we're not in that world. The Brain Spike is sort of cute. If I don't take that now, when would I want that? Great question. The problem is, like, it's not actually that helpful for me either way. I guess I'm gonna skip it. I don't know. I've got plenty of gold. Intent on Death is cute, but not really necessary. Crushing Demise is sort of interesting, but I'm gonna skip it. I maybe should take Crushing Demise, but we're gonna skip. I am gonna go here. Am I? I did just upgrade the followers. I would get a free dupe here. I'm not sure that I care about that all that much. Especially because I have Life Mother's Pyre, and I have a fair chunk of gold, so I can't just dupe things as I want. Like, I do want another follower, I think. Honestly, maybe just better for me than the Hothead. And by maybe, I mean it largely is just better for me than the Hothead. We're gonna go here, though. Dragon Supply Pyre Gel. I'm just gonna take the Golden Idol, though I already have a bunch of gold. I for a moment was thinking that this was both of the Horde expansion things. It's not. You can't ever see the other one in the shop. But yeah. Is it worth taking Prismatic Dragon Scale? Yeah, I'll take it. There's a good chance that I don't end up utilizing it very well, but... okay. That's not bad. Honestly, the Iron Tongue is sort of good for us. Because, like, I can put it on one of the followers, and it both means that they avoid sap, and means that I would be proccing the Pyre Gel on every enemy while being quick, which is not bad. Like, I'll take that. And I have just enough to get both of these, which is also pretty good for me. It just means that we get a lot more Pyrogel, and now I'm killing things that escape from me, or I can set up on a higher floor and let some of the more problematic enemies die before they can get to me. Either way, it's not bad, since it does proc the Pyrogel as well, so. A lot of gold spent, still pretty good though. Whip on Hot as a cheap attack upgrade. We're not gonna do that. I am gonna set up like this, even though it's not that impressive. Ooh, we got Windblade, so exciting. That is the wrong follower, sadly. I mean, I can still play you out, I just don't really want to. Yeah, I think it's just sort of too restrictive for me. Like, I do take some damage here, and I'm not using the Iron Tongue, sadly, but we'll leave it be. And then he dies to Jack Strips, which is nice. Okay, we'll just let you block a little bit of the damage. Okay, so we're gonna give you that. You're definitely going there. Let's do the reform first. Okay, we're not taking damage now. And we are getting a decent amount of extra gold thanks to the Sacrificial Chamber. Sadly, didn't get it earlier, because that would have been really nice, but alas. Okay, you're not actually dying, because I don't have burnout on you, sadly. Oh well. Okay, you're once again not dying because the follower is just too quick, too strong. Yeah, this is more or less expected, sadly. Didn't really pay attention that this is the boss I'm up against, which is sort of bad for me. Okay, there we go. Everything's fine. Because, like, once I get him down to the reanimate, I do farm off of him pretty quickly. It's just, I don't have good defense for protracted fights. I mean, the Soldier of Fortune is good. The problem is just that I have a lot of units for it to draw. Fine, I'll take it. Even though it gives me the calcified ember. Memorial for the Melted is cute. Not gonna take it, though. Follower murdering a giant boss with a little fist will never not be funny. Holy gold. Yeah, we got a lot. I mean, Memorial for the Melted is kind of nice, but we're not going to take it. And I am going to loot. It's not that impressive, but I just want the artifacts. In particular, Shale Shell is one of the ones I wanted. Hellfire Bellows I also want. Merchant of Arms is nice, except for the part where I can't put the Iron Tongue on a follower in deployment because they're not banner units. That doesn't mean there's not other things I could be doing there, though. I think we still want to do this. Look for, like, Spell Chain, Intrinsic. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Also, I haven't used Life Mothers at all. Which is fine. I mean, I do like Bloodthirsty Blade. I don't think we're taking it now, though. Because I think I more or less already have solutions to my problems. And I would also need a Merchant of Arms, which I guess is right there, but I'm not going to take it. Exile's Diadem is nice, but I think we've already solved our problems, basically. Again, if this were not Hat Trick, this would be a different story, but with Hat Trick, I don't think I want those. Unfortunately, what I want is better defense. Duplicate the follower. Yeah, I'm already planning on it. Yeah, I mean, I did want that. I also wanted Spell Chain Intrinsic for the Soldier of Fortune. Would have been really nice. It's fine-ish. We'll be able to make things work. But that would have been nice. And then we are going to dupe you. Hey, I see Chartil got completed who's up now. We're doing Gilda! Gilda with Remnant again. Because it's definitely, like, the best clan combo for her for a challenge like this. I guess we'll make another review. And we'll call that good for now. Just gives us a bit more reliability. We still want to be able to draw the Iron Tongue in a reasonable time frame, which sadly we can't really, like, guarantee. Having Hothead with the Mind Cage does mitigate problems. Got the Windblade again, oh boy. This is now a Cult of the Lamb stream. Sure feels like it. I guess I should probably do that first. Okay, I don't need to blow you up, and so I won't. Understandable, still need to get around to finishing that. Yeah, I never played it. I know a lot of people who liked it. It just didn't get around to it. Guess I should probably have used that first. Okay, I will just let you die to Kale so I can keep stacking some armor on you because I may as well. Since defense is my weak point. We are going to kind of murder the shit out of Kale regardless. Okay, I would like to use the Entombed Explosive, but I am just going to get rid of that while I've got the chance. And, like, Iron Tongue on him is doing some real solid work for me. Okay, well, if you're already going to die, let's make life a little more interesting. Sadly, I don't have the extra gold from the room yet, but we're doing what we can. We're just not going to play out the Steward, because why would we? Okay. Yeah, the only things I could draw with the Soldier of Fortune are not really that exciting to me. If there was still a follower to draw, that would be a different story. But there's not. Oh, maybe shouldn't have played or killed the dude. It's fine. I'm not particularly worried, especially now that we're gaining armor on using abilities, which is pretty good. Also, I have the Dripfall. Would have been nice to draw the Dripfall earlier, but I didn't. Soldier hitting Whelp would have been nice too. Yes, it would have, but there was no Whelps to draw, so. Okay, you're dying right there. Unfortunately, I didn't get the Sacrificial Chamber up until the end. Alright, we're gonna greedily farm a little bit by not killing Kale. Just so I can do this. Ta-da! A little bit more gold. Once again, we get 3 Horde. Tome of Contracts doesn't matter to me anymore. Pyroclasm is kind of cute, not really necessary, so we're not going to worry about it. The extra Ember is definitely useful. The extra draw is definitely useful. I kind of just want the extra capacity. I think we maybe just do the extra capacity. I think it just represents so much power for us. And then we're going to loot this again, and sure, Ember Charge is fine. It's not that exciting, but it's fine. And it gets out of the pool. I think we're just going to the left. I don't really have anything that I need to do with the Merchant of Steel, so fine. Hell Furnace is good, but we're just not going to worry about it. I think we're pretty decent without it. So how much do I actually care about Deployment Ember? I don't really care. I could do this. I think that's worth it. Kind of. It's not really helpful later on. Like, I am drawing or getting this lined up very late, but still. It will represent a fair bit of gold for me, so. And I'm gonna dupe the Iron Tongue, and then at the next shop, I'm probably just gonna dupe more followers and more Iron Tongue, so I have a vaguely consistent situation. Not the battle I wanted it to be, but we'll see what we can do. I probably am gonna leak some. Especially since I have the Prayer Stone. Yeah, that's not what we wanted, but so be it. It is what we got. Yeah, and you're not dying. Well, fine. At least got through the Prayer Stone. If I can just get followers, life gets a lot better for me. Yeah. It does look scary for one moment, but it's not actually scary. Because the followers will murder them. I thought I was gonna be fine without that. Okay, now you're dead, and we're just gonna start bullying you with exploding whelps. And you do take damage from the Jackstrip. Sadly, not killing you unless I do things I don't want to do. Really not what I wanted to hit. Well, that's not great. But fine, sometimes we just take damage and we don't get the collector, and that is what it is. Like, I'm coming into this at basically full health. Also, I do have the Drip Fall now, so that's something. Should have done this first, but oh well. Doesn't matter. I'm still killing these guys, which is the important part. Okay. Don't mind if I put another follower in the mix. Okay, we'll just keep doing that, which does mean that he is taking damage from the jack strips every time he moves. Time for Dripple jack strips, fire gel murder. You're not wrong. It is the way we be. Also, this guy having Endless has not mattered at all. I've not used it to any good effect, really. That said, we're just going to leave you to attack this time, because you do have Avarice 15, so we do want to let that happen. Hey, thanks for the raid, Dembai. How you been? I guess we're doing that, and we take the 1 damage from the Vengeful Shard. That's okay. It's not ideal, but it is okay. Oh, it does mean that I'm not getting the Horde from Prismatic Dragon Scale. Whatever, my mistake. Not that big a deal. We do still want to kill units on this floor so we can get some extra gold. Although, it only kind of matters because now Gilda's not dying, so it sort of evens out. Oh well, whatever, it's fine. And then my horde of followers goes on the offensive. Slowly unlocking everything in the game right now. Finally got the Titans unlocked. Very nice. Glad you're enjoying the game still. It is a game that I love quite dearly. Do we actually want Make It Rain? I think we don't. Partly because it would be nice to save it for the other runs. So many followers, I love them so much. I don't take them all that often, but this is definitely a good run for them. I don't think we need Resonant Removal. We're more or less protected from the sap already. What matters is I need to draw the goddamn Drip Fall. But I could dupe the Drip Fall too. Unfortunately, I don't have any spots on it for Intrinsic, but we'll see what we can do. Resin Block does not matter. Ancient Pyre Tap, I guess I'm taking. Exploding Candle, I guess I'm taking. I will take that, and I will take that. Extinguish doesn't really matter for me. Okay. I don't need that. I do want Spell Chain and maybe Holdover. So, I could just do Holdover Spell Chain on, like, a Primitive Molds and just use that to get back more of the Whelps every turn. And I think that's actually what we're going to do. I did spend a lot of gold already, which means that I'm kind of limited in what I can dupe, but that's fine. Let's dupe that. Honestly, don't think I need to dupe another follower. I'll do another Iron Tongue. And my deck is just kind of a weird mess. Honestly, I'm going to dupe the Drip Fall. I'm probably not going to play them every turn, but it is nice. Also, I did kind of forget that I maybe don't want to play out another Iron Tongue on the last dude, because then I wouldn't be benefiting from the Spirit Breaker charge. It's overall okay. Like, I'm not too worried about that. Oh, I don't have enough for that, which is... I don't need the Sacrificial Chamber. Because I do want him on turn 1 so that we can pull Seraph away. Oh, and I do have Ancient Pyre Tap. I could just play it. You know what? We'll just play it. It basically doesn't matter for me. So we play you out, so then when we kill these guys, the corruption goes on you. And then we're going to explode you anyways. And then I guess we're just drip falling you. Although I suppose I probably didn't want to do both of them. Well, that's fine. The thing is just, I want to draw into my other dudes. That is vaguely important to me. Lose 3 eggs for that gold, which you don't need. Yeah, but I don't really need the Horde either. But it's a valid point. I did forget that that was a thing that was going to happen. But it's okay. I got the main things I wanted off of the Horde already. Well, I still would like to get Pyre Bellows, Hellfire Bellows, whatever it's called, the Bellows. But it's fine if I don't have it. Yes, look at how much Pyre Gel goes on to all of them. Yeah. And then we'll leave you to get hit, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna play one of the Drip Falls because I do still want to get more of my followers up. Even though having 2 Drip Falls is cute because it means I can bring them down to bottom floor. Also, my Whelps do now scale my attack, which is cute. You know what? Let's bring you all the way down. And then let's just see an increasing amount of damage being headed your way. He's not burning out anymore because Dominion is dying right now. Ta-da! There we go. Turns out, you can build up a lot of Pyre Gel with Gilda. I mean, half of it is also that we have Gel Transfuser, so we are applying a lot of Pyre Gel, but then every time we kill one enemy, it moves to the other enemies, then we kill those enemies, and then it just keeps moving from enemy to enemy to enemy. Turns out, Gel Transfuser is good. Also, again, this is why we did Remnant with Gilda, just because having the primitive molds is so useful. It's not going to be quite as impressive when we're doing the other Gildas, but still good. Please lay down, cat. Okay, so I think we still want to set up like this. Sure, fine. It's Mitosis Cap. He's not going to live long enough for us to copy him, but it is still silly to see. It's not exactly how I want this to go. So I don't want Gilda to take all that damage, and I don't want her to get the corruption, but I also didn't want to have to follow her in front. Like, it's fine. We're going to be generating armor. She can withstand getting a little bit of corruption. Okay, so we're gonna do this in reverse order where we blow that up so then you absorb the corruption. Doesn't matter a ton. Like, if he dies, he gets endless. I don't really care. Honestly, we're gonna give you that. I should have done that first, that they'd have the Pyre Gel before I did the Pyre Light. But that's okay. And then he comes back, which I don't really care in the slightest about. I still don't have my Drip Falls, which is a little sad, but that's fine. I just have too many, like, endless things, and I didn't play him out. Totally spaced. He missed out on all the attack bonuses there, and now I just sapped him. Whatever, it's fine. Entropy's already down. Sadly, Savagery, I have a harder time with because he doesn't have minions on his floor. And, like, if I had the Drip Fall, it wouldn't be such an issue, but I don't have the Drip Fall. Yeah, we'll just do that. You're taking some damage. Oh, and I have, I already forgot that I had Pyro Tap, so I can just do both of these anyways. Like, I don't care that I'm losing HP. It's super minor compared to what I'm gaining. And also, I have more than enough HP. But I just keep forgetting that it doesn't matter. Alright, we finally have a Drip Fall. So you can join the team now. And then we're just going to explode some things, as one does. Alright, well, Savagery's down 2 now. Just waiting on Dominion to die. We'll just keep bringing him back so he doesn't hurt the Pyre at all. Yes, look at all that extra gold. I don't really need to play out the Iron Tongues, so I'm not going to. Again, we're just waiting on Dominion to die. Sadly, I can't really speed it up. I do have one more Lava Flow right here, but that's all I got. And then obviously the Pyrolite, but it still takes several turns for that to work. Okay, we play these just for the sake of it, and because it gives attack and armor to my dudes. Who cares? And thus, as soon as they're done attacking... God, and then I draw the Soldier of Fortune right at the end. So helpful. Just what I wanted. And no, I don't need to do this. Yes, I'm doing it anyways. Okay, and then we shoot him dead. Ta-da! Well, that was a run. That was a pretty fun one. Like, I am glad that we put the followers to good use. They're not a card that I take very often. Getting Gel Transfuser and Spirit Breaker Charge at the end were both pretty cute. Would have been way more helpful earlier. But that's fine. That said, let's record what we used. So, this was Bloat Matron. And we did that with Life Mother. For units, we had Hothead. We still have the Paraffin Enforcer, sadly. Which means we can't use it on later runs, which is a shame. Because it wasn't really a part of our team. But it did matter. Well, it matters that we can't use it. And I think there's... Oh, and then the followers. Yeah. And I was going to say that's all of it, but that's still not all of it, because we also have the Entombed Explosive. I think that is all of the units. As far as spells go, we had not too many. trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. We had Lava Flow, which I don't care about losing. I use it so rarely. Dripfall is a shame, but it was helpful. Kind of. And then Soldier of Fortune. Fortune. I think those are all the spells. Other than our starter card, obviously. And then for rooms, we had Sacrificial Chamber. Not the worst to lose. It is certainly a useful card. It gave us a lot of extra gold in that fight. Or not fight, but run. And I think that was the only room we had. This cat is determined to get my attention, by the way. She keeps trying to lay on my arm. And then we had Iron Tongue, which definitely was useful. And and then Mind Cage. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I think that covers it all. Yep, that should be everything we used. And then let's move this so that it's not going off the screen. Because her path name is just a little bit too large. Anyways, so that was the first of Gilda's runs. But it's also almost 2:30, so that is where we're stopping for the night. And we will pick up on this tomorrow. I will hopefully have a tracking sheet up tomorrow. Not that it's terribly hard to track right now. We've only done Fel and Queen. But still, it's nice to see our progress as we go. And currently we're on Gilda. So far, we haven't had any losses, but I wasn't really expecting to lose with Fel. Each of Fel's paths is individually pretty strong, and Banish as a whole is a pretty versatile clan. Queen, I was a bit worried about, and it definitely got shaky at times. Would have felt bad to have lost to Seraph on the third run, which was a very real possibility with how bad our scaling was. But yeah, Gilda, not sure how the other two runs are going to go. There's a lot of good tools in both Remnant and Pyreborn. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. We are probably going to be fine. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, thanks for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Thanks for being here. See you later.